We're taking a look at the news of the week. Starting with, apparently, a lot of the Phyrexia All Be One booster boxes, or what product, I don't know which product to be honest, it has a ton of duplicates. So we look at Reversal Wizard. Usually my posts are hype, but I'm just so devastated. Wizards! I bought 2 cases, and these were my mythics. 0 Rex, 0 Atraxa, and 0 Obliterator. Got obliterated. I legit opened the same box over and over again. So, this were the picks. We got a little bit of, what, a Nahiri action over here. How is that not, isn't that an Atraxa? How is that 0? Or is that something? Oh, is that, oh no, sorry, that's Elish Norn. I got them mixed up. Tommy says, someone did the same thing back in M25 days. Rudy opened the same box twice, but the different one had a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, this is not the first time that this has ever happened. I have seen on multiple accounts people open the same boxes before. This is a bit extreme. And we go down here, like you can see it in my list cards too. I've never opened this many duplicate copies in the list. It's always very random. And so we see that, like, it looks like pending their case, you know, maybe they got a little pretty unlucky here. Duplicates of, what is it called? The dragon? Not Stormbreath dragon. The treasure making dragon, and a bunch of other cards around here. Still, you could make the argument that maybe they still just got unlucky. You know, if a million people open tons of boxes, then, you know, somebody's got to be that lottery winner to get this ridiculous pool of cards. But if we look even deeper in the comments section, I know packs are seeded, but this is a bit much. I got a lot of... I was at draft last night, and the amount of people saying they never saw certain cards because they kept getting the same cards repeatedly was common amongst everyone. Apparently, out of dozens of people last night, I was the only person in the room who pulled a Rot Priest all day. Normally, I would ignore these comments because people are like, oh, I never opened this card. This card never gets seen. But on the other hand, I read too many. Yeah, exactly. Random. I read too many testimonials. Had a very similar experience with my, Dominator Remastered boss. That's a completely different set. Lots of duplicates. For what it's worth, though, there seems to be pretty awesome value given what you're missing. Or, on the other hand, whoever didn't get the... If they didn't get the Obliterators, or the Atraxas, or the Rexes, that means somebody else did. So someone's going to have a really, really, really lucky God pack. I got really good pulls from my one boxes, Andrew last name. Anyone remember the God packs from Born of the Gods? Every card was a god? Yeah, that was the Theros, those were the Theros gods. And that was on purpose. They did that on purpose. Wizards were making them god packs. Or is this supposed to be an art? Is this a god case? Oh, good. Some Wizards of the Coast bashing. Because as everyone likes to do these days, they like to bash Wizards of the Coast. It's like the common thing that people do. I'm not that heavy against Wizards of the Coast. I mean, this was a manufacturing issue if it was an issue at all. And it's not the first time it's happened. It's not the second time. It happens. It just happens. And it's just weird and unlucky. I mean, I don't know how the manufacturing process works, but I'm going to guess that they didn't randomize the booster boxes before they went into cases. You got 4 swords, though. Those are pretty cool. Well, I mean, if you think they're cool, that's fine. I don't think it's a very good sword, though. We have a lot of swords. We have swords at home. Sword of Fire and Ice. There's nothing wrong with that one. Tristan said, I opened a case, no issues. So you love your case. What else? What other comments do we have here? Levy's like, oh, we going back to the drama. Yeah, we're gonna try to go back to the news so long as I can chain news story after news story. Well, if there is no other topics to be discussed, we will move on. My friends say I'm bad luck for them because I always get the good pulls while they don't. Well, I mean, you're just sucking up all the good luck around here. All right, next story. Secret Lair. They took away this is the new version of the Stonecoil Serpent from the recent Secret Lair. This was the old version. The old version had an art with some guy being impaled through the butthole. Straight up the corn chute, up their mouth. But there was apparently, you know, a little bit of a wee-wee going on over here. And it was noticed by many people. I mean, even Pleasant Kenobi made an entire video about, you know, the sausages in Magic the Gathering. This being one of them. Did Pleasant Kenobi get this thing changed? Did Wizard of the Coast just, like, completely fell asleep at the wheel when it came to this card? And boom, we've got the, we have as a result the new Stonecoil Serpent, Wee Wee Man removed. I don't even see what's so egregious about this. Like, even when I'm, like, 7 years old, I knew what a dick and balls were. Hey, the artist was being anatomically correct. Nothing to see here. I wonder if Wizards will accidentally send out the Wicked Wiener version. Maybe for a higher price. For a higher price, if you can spend more money. Maybe 10,000. I mean, maybe they could do that. $1,000 a copy. You get this guy. Oh yeah, he's doing this, isn't he? I didn't even realize that. It's like the Bart Simpson's dong. I guess so. I like the old version better, says Andrew. And it fills the image. They didn't even replace them with anything. Or they didn't even, like, remove... You know how they do in cartoons? Sometimes there's just nothing there. It's just completely smooth nothing. They didn't even want to do that. They didn't even want to smooth it out. They're just like, no, we're not dealing with this. It's gone. Photoshop it out. I think the artist's name was, Lanes. All right, Lanes. I see what you're trying to do around here. We can't... You know, we're running a family-friendly operation. We can't have this anymore. It's not 1993. We were a little looser around 1993, but now it's 2003, 30 years later. The wiener foil complete. Should have just put twigs and berries. That's an option. That's totally an option. Or like something, some of the background here, just sort of moving in between the genitalia and our site. Kalantaras is like not as wild as Zorak getting Electrike's creature type updated. I don't even know what that is. MTG, family friendly. Have you ever read the stories? I don't see it. I don't predict it's going to be any different from any other sci-fi fantasy stories. The people who get the old ones are probably going to have some money on their hands. There is no old ones. These were never printed. This was like, as far as I'm concerned, this wasn't like you have to order this and then they changed it immediately. So MTG Secret Lair is like the initial image for Stonecoil Serpent in the Snakes drop had an error that is not reflective of the final product. This has been updated on our website to correct this. Customers who purchase the drop will be notified directly as well. If you want a refund, imagine how many people are going to want refunds from their Secret Lair because the Wee Wee Man is gone. Damn it, I wanted my Wee Wee Man. The whole reason I bought this thing. What do you think the snake was? Tommy looks like Tommy. Yeah, hello. Yeah, P9 to the S. Yeah, just like the P9 to the S. Well, they expire. This guy didn't expire. The people who get the old one are probably going to have, well, yeah, it doesn't exist. But how many people are going to get their Stonecoil Serpent altered to this version? It's like, hey, can anyone want to alter the my Stonecoil Serpent to the real Stonecoil Serpent? And so who is this? This was Rachel saying, R.I.P. little dude. R.I.P. It's gone now. Do we have any comments here? No, no comments here. Just gone. The spike is more vile than the dog. I agree. Get impaled through the butt? That's not comfortable. Going through the entire intestinal tract. Until there's nothing left. Dina says, I paid for the whole wee-wee. I want to get the whole wee-wee. Someone paid. If you paid for your sausage, you want to get your sausage. That's the deep... Talking about deep analysis the other day, the card. The deepest analysis, Spike. Remember, everyone use lube when you're going for a deep analysis. Your deepest... There's no rush to do your deep analysis. It takes time. Do it slowly. Do it gently. There's no rush to do your deep analysis. They could have replaced the guy with a stuffy doll. That would have worked. Maybe that was the intent. Like, maybe this guy is a stuffy doll. It's just, like, it's not clear whatsoever. It's not clear. Anyway, if you didn't know that this is what happened to the little wee man, this is what happened. All right, moving on. We have one more here on... Have you ever heard of Flip It or Rip It? Does anyone play this game? I personally do not play this game. But some people do. Ollie's like, I don't think anything in Magic irritates me more than people playing Flip It or Rip It and then posting about it. I just don't get it and think it's idiotic. Allie's not the only person there. It's an acquired taste. I once had a YouTube video featuring, what was his name? A guy locally who loves to rip up cards just for fun. And so anyway, this video had one of the worst it was the highest dislike video I ever had. The guy just ripping up cards. There's like a game where if you win, you keep the card. If you lose, you rip up the card. But even when he won, he ripped up the card anyway. Tristan, thank you so much for becoming a member of YouTube. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the coffee crew. Tommy says, you guys don't destroy stuff for the views. It's very highbrow. It's very bad for views, actually. It's terrible. People hate this. And most people will always reply with, like, why wouldn't you just give it to me? And of course, for the person actually ripping it up, I mean, that's part of the enjoyment. They like ripping up the cards. That's the point of it. That's why they did it in the first place. Levy, don't get me demonetized. So there's, and YouTube can read what's on the YouTube can read everything on the screen. Don't get me demonetized. People treat Magic cards more respectfully than Bibles. It's their stuff. It's their babies. If you're gonna destroy stuff, go full Dewey Cox. I have no idea what that means. Burning Magic 30 or cutting it up was a thing. I heard, I didn't see it. You know what? There was a YouTube user. They gathered up all their Magic 30 cards and then ripped them up. And actually, they were I think that was the only time in Magic the Gathering history where ripping up the cards made someone look like a hero. And they ripped up the rares. They made a follow-up video to rip up the rares. So that was probably the only time in Magic the Gathering history where ripping up cards was socially acceptable. When it's a regular set, that's not good. Don't rip up the good new cards. But if it's Magic 30, the price gouging set, that's completely fine and fair. That's all fair game around here. Dina says, today on Demolition Ranch, how many Elish Norns does it take to stop a .50 caliber? A lot of videos like that. How many Magic cards can stop a bullet? Someone should do that, but well, it's hard to... I know it's difficult to get good sponsors if you involve guns, but that is a good video idea. How many Magic cards does it take to stop a bullet? I imagine a good chunk of bulk will do it. Work as good as Bulletproof Vest. All right, you heard the music. You know what that means. It's time to thank our sponsors. FusionGamingOnline.com, my one-stop shop to buy all my Phyrexia All Will Be One cards. Hopefully no duplicates in there, or if they're duplicates, it's going to be all Atraxes. All Atraxes and all Obliterators. And you know what to do also when you go to fusiongamingonline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Get that competitive edge. Play the best deck in the metagame at any given point, because you never know when the new set's going to make a new breakout deck. Because I heard Amulet's tier 0, and we're going to look at that. And don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can do so by using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or use coupon code Nikachu_EK2 for 10% off your first 2 months. All right, okay, what's next on the news? Okay, actually, that's a very good, what's it called, transition to what apparently is, a lot of people are saying Amulet is now tier 0 in Magic the Gathering, or like in Modern, thanks to the Mycosynth Gardens. What does the Mycosynth Gardens do? I gotta go to Mycosynth Gardens. Let's look it up. A lot of people are on the fence whether this was going to help Amulet or not. Now, apparently, it absolutely will. Tap, add a colorless. Pay 1, tap, add 1 mana of any color, which is convenient if they really need it. But pay X, tap, Mycosynth Gardens becomes a copy of target non-token artifact you control with mana value X. That means it's going to copy Amulets for big busted starts. Big and busted. And I believe this is... Sorry, I'm moving between a lot of stuff here. Okay, so this is the deck. I don't know what they got rid of, but now they have Urza's Saga to find their Amulet very easily. Mycosynth Gardens to get massive triggers off of their Amulet of Vigor. Michael prays immediately. F Valakut, in my opinion, but new Titan decks might not even run it. They're not even going to... Oh, did they get rid of it now? Are they going back to the old days of... Wow, I didn't even realize that. They don't even have Dryad of the Elysian Grove in here. So how do they win the game? What is the point here? Or they're just going all in on Primeval Titan. There's no Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Hooray! No more Valakut. I'm actually quite happy about that. So what is the point? It's just 100% Primeval Titan, then just go off that way? Oh, I imagine if they have enough Amulet Vigors, it's like put like a billion Primeval Titans in play by continuously making insane amounts of mana, Teleria Westing, for more Summoners Pack? Yeah, all the Summoners Pack. So they're all in on Primeval Titan, and all in on making hasty Titans and smash you for a billion. Yeah, Gardens makes it consistent to get Primeval Titan by turn. Well, no, but not really. Primeval Titan was turn 3 all the time anyway. Regrets from Dem. Regretted selling my Quest of Pure Flame that I got for less than $1. Is that what they use in this deck? I don't see it. All will be one, be spiking up prices for sure. Okay, so Dick says Mycosynth Gardens plus Liquid Metal Coating plus Deep Depths. I'm not getting that that combo whatsoever. But yeah, it looks like they took out the what's it called, the Valakut strategy. I'm just realizing that right now. I just heard tons of news. Amulet's taking over Modern. Amulet's tier 0. Tier 0 this. Amulet this. Amulet just destroyed. Amulet is obliterating everyone. And that's why you use Mana Traders, people. Because if you want to play the new top tier deck without actually buying into it after it gets destroyed when the metagame adjusts. Because this deck still loses to Blood Moon. It still loses to Ashiok. It still loses to Magus of the Moon. And in my opinion, it's still going to lose to Subtlety. But I'll have to actually playtest that myself. Valakut and Tron make me upset. Don't get sad, get glad. Dina, make Deep Depths an artifact, then Gardens becomes Deep Depths with no ice counters. Oh, I see. Is that in here? No, the Dark Depths is banned. Dark Depths is banned, people. The card All Will Be One, that's spiked up Quest for Pure Flame. Is there a card called All Will Be One? I'm not familiar. And it's not being run in this list. Alright, Barrett's vid says, people need to chill about this. Amulet is not that great. But you know how the world works. You know how the community works. They're going to go all in on this deck. Everyone's going to be playing this thing. So everyone has to be prepared. If you're not playing Amulet, then you have to have a plan for Amulet. Because right now, there's a ton of hype over this deck. And if this is the win con now of, like, put Primeval Titan in play, go grab and, like, get a billion triggers from Amulet of Vigor with a billion mana to go get Teleria West, to Summoner's Pact another Primeval Titan to put it in play, to trigger the billion Amulet triggers, to go get another Teleria West, to go get Summoner's Pact, to do it all over again. That's terrible. That's bad gameplay. I don't know what the game actually looks like, but I'm assuming that that's what this is. Because I'm not interpreting any other way of winning the game with this deck. Or at least, like, one-shotting people to death. I mean, maybe in a lot of cases you only need, like, 2 Primeval Titan to do the job, because you just need 2 hasty double strikers, but... Someone's drinking the hatred. Okay, Boseiju is greater than money. It's good for design for sure, says Michael Praise. The hell is this, Levy? Amy loves her many Ammies. Amy's Ammies help her get wins. Amy's man also plays Ammies, so Amy's and Amy's man play Amy's to get many wins. What the hell? I agree, too much time was spent on that. So run Force of Vigor and blow up their amulets. It will work. It will work. I mean, unless... You know what they could do? They could then... Well, if they have another Mycosynth Gardens, I guess they could just copy one amulet. Don't forget, they can just hard cast a Primeval Titan. They'll beat you down that way. What motivates the Sonnet? I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, be prepared for Amulet Titan because this is all the rage. This is, I don't know, one of the first 5-0s done by, one of the first 5-0s. Conducted by Jose Moniz. And if you want to learn about the evolution of this deck, I highly recommend following people like him and also Pavlush, F. Pavlush. Very, very proficient amulet players. Masters of amulets. First round opponent. Yeah, he's not cooking it. Oh god, would have 100% died to that Force of Despair if not for the blue... with the blue pact. Apparently, I don't know what the reasoning is for, but it's apparently mandatory to have a Pact of Negation in the deck. How do you even look for it? Oh yeah, you could Teleria West for it. Teleria West for Pact of Negation. Make sure you counter anything. Fortunately, Pact of Negation... Actually, Pact of Negation does work versus Subtlety. That sucks. Maybe Confounding Conundrum is going to come back. Decide in 30 Nourishing Shoals. Not gonna work. That won't actually work versus this deck, even if you could. Don't underestimate the amount of damage a Primeval Titan deck can do. Okay, once Gardens becomes a copy of Amulet, you can blow up the Amulet and the Gardens with Vigor. But what about the future Gardens? What about the Urza Saga? You can't blow everything up. You can only blow up so many things. Not really amulet topic, but Caleb Shear is back on the menu because of Rot Priest. Oh, Caleb Shear is back in a big way. Caleb, just a few weeks ago, came back to the streaming game. And fortunately for him, there's a lot of great... You know what? Storm has been dead for a very long time, and now there's a lot of Storm-like decks in the metagame. Not actual Storm, but, you know, Storm-like. A lot of Underworld Breach decks. Good for him. Great player. Okay, when the land targets Amulet, if I blast Amulet, does the land still copy? No. It won't copy, because you destroyed the target. Good question. However, you might want to let it copy, so that you can blow it up. Although it might be too late after it resolves, because they'll get like a million triggers off of, I don't know, a Simic Growth Chamber or something, or a Gruul Turf. It should slow them down enough for you to gain an advantage. Maybe. Maybe. Remember, between Azusa and Explore, like, they can just ramp out a bunch of lands and put a Primeval Titan in play by turn 3. There's a lot of decks that can't even deal with that. We'll have to admit there are quite a few decks well, there's a lot of decks that can deal with it now. Red used to not be able to do dick all about it, and now they have access to Unholy Heat, so I guess it's not so bad. Not so bad after all. Okay, well, let's go to something even more fun. Let's move to Hasbro. Hasbro getting slammed by Bank of America. Hasbro continues to destroy customer goodwill, and the stock could crash 29% as it dilutes the value of Magic the Gathering, Bank of America says. I love how they just give these random estimates. It could crash 29%. Could crash 50%. Who knows where it's gonna go? Is anyone trying to, like, drive the stock of Hasbro down artificially for some reason? Let's zoom in on this. Hasbro continues to dilute the brand of its popular Magic the Gathering card game, according to a Tuesday note from Bank of America, which says the company faces a steep decline in its share price if... Not that it's actually experiencing a deep decline in its share price. If it's just prophesized, if it continues to destroy customer goodwill. Does anyone feel like their goodwill has been destroyed? I think for a long time, the Wizards, we always know, oh, Wizards of the Coast trying to make money off of us, Wizards of the Coast money this, Wizards of the Coast money that. But recently, they've really pissed people off, and they chained these events together. First, you got Magic 30. That really, I mean, people already felt the tensions with all the product, and then Magic 30 just took, reached liftoff. And then, Magic 30 had like a so-so unveiling. And then what else is next? Then the Dungeons and Dragons thing, where they were trying to remove the... They were trying to monetize the people who were making content for free, or trying to monetize it themselves. I honestly don't know the nuances of that. I just know that for like decades, people are able to monetize Dungeons and Dragons for their own their own profit, and it helped the community and create a lot of organic content creation. Then they tried to monetize it and like take away the IP, or I think where they were trying to remove an open license. Maybe someone who knows better. The open gaming license, says Tommy Siddons. So then they pissed the Dungeons and Dragons players off. I heard they backtracked on that completely, or maybe almost completely. So anyway, a lot of people not happy with Wizards of the Coast. But I would actually argue, where are you gonna go? Where are we gonna go? We're gonna go nowhere. You're gonna play on your Nintendo Switch and your Xbox and your PlayStation for a little while, and then you'll be like, oh, a new set came out. I want to upgrade my Amulet deck with all these cool new cards. All right, the bank. The bank reiterated its underperform rating for Hasbro and its $42 price target, which represents potential downside of 29% from current levels. In my opinion, these numbers are all made up. In November, Bank of America warned that Hasbro was killing its golden goose by over-monetizing Magic the Gathering. According to Bank of America, Hasbro continues to over-monetize the brands within its Wizards segment, which includes Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. Within its Wizards segment, Hasbro continues to destroy customer goodwill by trying to over-monetize its brands. Bank of America said the bank said that it pre-announced negative earnings. The stock is still not de-risked, given a host of outstanding issues. Mr. Deadhead thinks it's all Rudy. So you think Rudy is talking one-on-one with Bank of America? Bank of America needs, It sounds like Bank of America is just Reddit at this point. It's like a bunch of Reddit talking points. Or maybe a lot of people at Bank of America actually play Magic the Gathering. It's a pretty popular game. Rudy is a taco. If the company goes under, the price of existing cards will skyrocket. I don't think there's any chance that the company goes under. Companies of this size don't go under. They just get bought up by somebody else. It'll be like if the price goes down far enough, then Disney will just buy them, right? It's not like they don't have assets. Mainly, Hasbro is attempting to squeeze out as much profit as possible from Wizards from its Wizards product in the short term without any thought as to the long-term durability of its brands. And the over-monetization is irking customers, according to Bank of America. How many of you are irked out here? Hasbro needs it for the money. That is true. They're not acknowledging that all of Hasbro's other assets are just sitting and gathering dust and doing nothing. Whereas Wizards of the Coast is actually making the money for the rest of Hasbro. But that is also on Hasbro's, that's Hasbro's fault for doing nothing with their other brands. What are you doing with the Power Rangers? When are the Power Rangers going to make a big comeback? Power Rangers could probably also make a sick anime. Oh, then we will get a bunch of Magic the Gathering movies. Well, we should get a bunch of Magic the Gathering movies, except we have no Magic the Gathering movies at the moment. Dina feels irked. King Ginger is irked. The Disney Secret Lair. I'm sure Disney would buy this up in a heartbeat. And then they would have a Magic the Gathering store. Anyone go to Disneyland recently? I went when I was in Florida. It was quite nice. One of my favorite parts of going to Disneyland, though, was going to the stores. They had, like, exclusive Star Wars stores, exclusive, like, you know, just Disney product stores, like Mickey Mouse, exclusive... Oh, I forget. I mean, I was more fascinated with the Star Wars store than anything else. But, like, basically, there were stores designated only for, like, certain Disney products. They could have a designated Magic the Gathering side. King Ginger asks, is Netflix still making the MTG TV series? You know what, King Ginger? That's just one of those things where Wizards like makes this big announcement and then just stop talking about it. And now they're hoping everyone just forgets that they even mentioned it. Dick says, Pokemon TCG was developed by Wizards of the Coast, but went a different direction when Hasbro took over. Actually, it was not Bandai owned the Pokemon TCG, but it was licensed out to be produced, I believe, by Wizards of the Coast in North America or anywhere. I know I don't think they made the cards is what I'm getting at. But went a different direction when Hasbro took over. Pokemon is still doing fine. Hasbro is the problem. But maybe I don't know the actual history, the accurate history of the Pokemon TCG and its interaction with Hasbro. Oh, sorry, interaction with Wizards of the Coast. Netflix charged too much. I mean, I don't know, maybe. Michael says, I hate to admit it, but Disneyland is the gold standard in some respects. If Hasbro / Wizards goes out of business or something, would they start allowing fan-made card sets like Magic the Gathering at tournaments and stuff? That'd be unlikely, but hilarious. It's very unlikely that this business would just go under completely. It would just get absorbed. All the IP would just get absorbed by something else. So Pokemon's English TCG was done by Wizards of the Coast. All right, interesting. Hasbro is the Nestle, but for childhood. All right, let's moving on. We remain especially cautious on Hasbro's Wizards segment given its over-monetization of Magic. Wizards recently tried a similar tactic with D&D, proposing changes to its licensing agreement, which led to substantial pushback from the community, including calls to boycott the D&D movie. So why does D&D get a movie? We don't get a movie. We can't even get an anime around here. We can get an anime trailer. That's the best we can get. Hasbro wanted to change its 20-year open gaming license for Dungeons & Dragons in a bid to boost revenue ahead of an upcoming movie release based on the game. Yeah, that's a really great way to promote your movie. Create a scandal about the product. Just get full-blown scandal. All right, we're removing the open gaming license. It's gone. Okay, watch our movie, please. Clone Killer. Nintendo commissioned Wizards of the Coast to make the rules for the TCG around the time of Gen 3. Nintendo took over full control of Pokemon TCG from Wizards of the Coast. All right, good to know. Thanks so much, Clone Killer. Big Nintendo was using Wizards of the Coast as a subcontractor to handle the TCG and some... Oh, okay. And some disagreement happened, and a big N poached Wizards of the Coast designers that were handling Pokemon. Okay, thanks for clearing that up. I like to hear that. Disney Secret Lair. I cast Cinderella. Cast Bippity Boppity Boop and end my turn. Because Disney's making their own TCG, right? So if the price of Hasbro goes too low, you better believe they're gonna suck them up. Disney will suck this up. The specific changes would have required independent publishers and content creators to report financial data directly to Hasbro and pay significant fees if they generate a certain threshold of revenue. This is a hell of an article. Hasbro has since dropped its proposed changes to Dungeons & Dragons after receiving a strong amount of backlash from customers, with nearly 70,000 D&D fans signing a petition protesting the proposed licensing change. The snafu by Hasbro validates Bank of America's view that management at the toy company remains willing to risk customer loyalty for short-term profit. Wizards of the Coast sold their shares to Bandai when Hasbro took over because Nintendo had conflicting interests with Hasbro. Bandai/Nintendo was the creator. Oh, okay. Wizards of the Coast was the production line for the first decade. Thanks for letting us know. Bank of America did their research. I think Bank of America read Reddit. Because remember, Pete, we're still buying the stuff. You know, record profits. There's like no tournaments anywhere and record profits. We're not going anywhere. We're addicted. That's basically what it is. All right, if the Lord of the Rings set doesn't have Tom Bombadil, I'm going to drop the game. You hear that, Wizards of the Coast? Don't destroy the goodwill with Nightingale over here. Don't do it. Tom Bombadil is amazing. Who are you alone, nameless? And that wasn't in the movie, right? They just didn't have a Tom Bombadil. Nicholas says, hey Nikachu, Wizard of the Coast really did mess up the OGL transition. My group was infuriated, and now we know we don't need Wizards of the Coast. Never did. MTG is a monopoly. D&D is free if you want. 3.5e PDF are free. How would it even be enforced if they wanted to do something about it? It sounds sounds really hard to enforce, just like making proxies online. Making fake proxies or fake cards. Mr. Lejo 1. Wizards lost all of my trust, to be honest, so I don't think I will spend any money on them anymore. See, already hearing that, Bank of America? You're right. Alright, so the oversupply of Magic cards means card prices are falling, game stores are losing money, collectors are liquidating, and large retailers are cutting orders, Bank of America explained. You know what? Okay, that is partially true, but partially not. You look at, like, the most common in-demand cards. There's another take to this story. So on one hand, people say, oh, the prices of all these great cards are falling. Snapcaster Mage is falling. Vendilion Click is falling. You know, basically old staples that used to be worth a lot of money. They're crashing. They're falling down. Well, I need like a CNBC Kramer. There we go. Like a sound effect deck, whatever. So a lot of things are falling, but there's another reason for it. And that is they're pushing the power level of all the cards today. You know, like Solitude is not going down in price. Red 6 is not crashing in value. I don't see Ragavan going down in value. Those things are still up. Those things are still up super far and high, and they're not going down. But so those cards replaced a lot of the cards that we see today. So long as like Subtlety, Fury, Solitude are high, big cards, you know, people don't need their Snapcaster Mages anymore. So those cards are going down. So there's another take to that story. Honestly, and we have Matheson here, Matheson Gordon. Honestly, the flood of new product lines just made me check my engagement now. I just buy less, and to be honest, had to learn to manage FOMO like a human being. Yeah, don't worry. You don't need to get that thing all immediately. Just let it slide. Let that thing slide. You can get the next one. I've never really... I don't want to say I've never had FOMO, but I don't have it like everyone else. Yeah, exactly. R.I.P. Goif. Goif is basically down because it's useless. It's been reprinted millions of times, but nobody wants to play with it anymore. It's not the card that it used to be. It's completely seen better days. All right, do we have anything else in this article? The bank names weak fan engagement with Hasbro brands and fading appetite for Magic releases as key downside risks for the stock. Well, the thing is, like, I personally have never had a big appetite anyway for buying Magic products. I'm a singles person. I love being single for life. Not in marriage status, just for my my buying behavior. Dina says the incarnations are probably the most stable, as 0 mana interaction is going to keep them afloat for a while. Yeah, until they make even better 0 mana interaction. We thought it was as good as it got with like Force of Negation and Force of Vigor. No way, they could be in creature form too. Is Canadian FOMO different from American FOMO? No different. FOMO is FOMO. We have FOMO all around the world. When Red and 6 was released, it was $96. You can buy it right now for $46. It has had quite a few reprints. When it was released, it was like in demand. Everybody needed it. People still, honestly, people still need it, but it's still a very high price point. Wife probably wouldn't want to hear that. On the secondary market, if you missed a product you wanted to engage with, well, you just wait for the price to go down, if it ever goes down. Yeah, single forever, don't let the hate. Oh, the lady doesn't want to hear that one. Cradle stays the same. Canadians have less purchasing power to fulfill the FOMO craze. Well, we're FOMO on whatever we can afford. Nicholas says, I want the entire game of Magic the Gathering to become unsets. Best game mechanics are in unsets. Night of Hokey Pokey was so fun. I don't know. Create your own format. Unsets. I don't know. Unset the Gathering. Bring Manatide back to stand. I don't think that's going to change Hasbro's... Sorry, Bank of America's look on Hasbro. Goyf eventually became... Goyf did become affordable eventually. It's now like, what, in the $10, $11 range? Maybe $15 range? Very, very... And I think that's for the original, the OG. If it's not OG, it's like in the $10 range. Maybe less. What else to say about this? They mentioned Rudy earlier. You know, Rudy is completely on par with what Hasbro, or so what Bank of America is saying. I wonder if he has an interest in getting the stock down. He is a very large shareholder of Hasbro. Believes in Hasbro. You can put enough negative news out there, someone gonna scoop up all them Hasbro shares from their record profits and so on. So people claim living in a Western economy is instantly being wealthy, so whatever, sorry. Well, yeah, we're so wealthy we can spend tons of money on cardboard. Somebody in another country is looking at us, giving away $100 bills for like these tiny pieces of paper, and are like, what is going on here? How is that possible? What is that piece of paper gonna do for them? How do they feed their family? How do they, like, pay off their house with that? Boulder, thanks so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Cheers, Coffee Crew. W. Rudy might literally own 25% of all the alpha cards at this point, if that's I don't know. I don't know anything about the supply of the alpha cards. I heard he doesn't even have a Black Lotus. Are we done? No. Impossible. How did that happen? Okay, no, we're not done. We're still... Okay, apparently that's a good way to move on. We gotta move on to the next news topic. Okay, goat bots. Does anyone know who goat bots are? They're one of the better goat bots. I highly recommend selling your treasure chests to goat bots. That's how I get my ticks online. They give top... At least for the last 3 or 4 years, they've given me top dollar in ticks for my treasure chests. So GoBots is a great place to buy digital cards and also sell digital cards. So 2 of our bot accounts with 10+ million cards have been banned for cheating / win trading. Well, they've never played a single game of Magic the Gathering. Support urges that this is not an error. Other players are reporting similar issues. Please retweet to create awareness. And GoatBots actually started retweeting, finding out that Magic the Gathering Online found out this morning that Magic the Gathering Online was banned for win trading. My Magic the Gathering Online account was banned for win trading. I'm extremely upset given I actively report actual win traders for doing so. I believe a report on my account was made in retaliation. Anyone go through something similar? How do I appeal the ban? I bet it's just some sort of accident on their part. Can someone help me? Haven't played Magic the Gathering Online in over a month. Tried logging in last night and it says my account is no longer active. Made contact with support and they replied, the account has been permanently banned for violating our terms of service. I think I was hacked. That's actually possible. So maybe people got bad. Some people are getting hacked. We'll talk about that story in a second. They don't ban bots. They'd kill the Magic the Gathering Online. Yeah, they would. It would be a big deal. Oh man, I saw this. I use them all the time. Love GoatBots. So that was pretty entertaining. It looks like... Okay, I'm not certain. If I were to theory craft something, like how this possibly could have happened, it's possible that some accounts that were win trading, that were, you know, malicious, probably did some trades with GoatBots, and then, I don't know, maybe they have some sort of automatic... Maybe they didn't really pay attention to the account name, but they assumed that GoatBots was in on the action somehow. They took stolen goods. I'm just theorizing here. I'm just trying to figure out how the hell this happened. But that's like the most logical conclusion I can think of. Is Magic the Gathering Online different from Arena? Oh my goodness, it is. It's completely different. It looks like crap, but you get to play any format you want. Except, I guess, Alchemy and Historic. Those are MTG Arena exclusive formats. You can play Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage. You can make up your own format and play that. A lot of people have their own formats on Magic the Gathering Online. That's why I use coupon code Nikachu _EK2 at checkout to rent cards with mana traders. Try it out. It feels terrible, but it's more fun in my opinion. Mr. Ladjo, Daybreak is a mess at the moment. They're still trying to figure things out. They still post weird league results with 4x the same deck, and their challenge postings are also all over the place. But at least they're posting them fast. Personally, I like things ruled by Daybreak games. Of course, it's going to be a little bit, maybe not the smoothest transition, but it's not bad. Not terrible. Daybreak is a risk in my opinion, but it might be better than Wizards of the Coast. I mean, they'll figure it. This is not hard to fix. They'll fix this thing. This is not hard. Yeah, Arena is like a video game. Magic the Gathering Online is more like playing a table card game. No, it's more like playing a... It's like one of those airplane flying simulators, but for Magic the Gathering. It is just way too specific. So insanely specific. It doesn't even feel like playing a table card game. In my opinion, it's just a flight simulator for Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering Online was coded before humanity figured out the perspective technique. And many other things. Nikachu, what is your favorite card to rent? My favorite card to rent is like any sideboard card that's really expensive, but is only temporarily good. Like, I don't know, like Surgical Extraction. Maybe it's really good at one moment, but the price will crash after the metagame is done with it, so I like to rent those types of cards. Magic the Gathering Online really figured out e-commerce before the world caught on. They also figured out, like, how do I put it? Digital currency. I hate to break it. Like, you know what? If Bitcoin ever tried to become, or like if crypto tried to become anything like they want it to be, like Magic the Gathering Online is the first like real crypto. And it's like an exchange. You can exchange cards, you can exchange tickets, you can exchange treasure chests. So they have different types of currency that you can exchange for stuff. Plus it has an economy and there's actual practical purpose for all this stuff. And you can exchange for dollars too. It is the closest thing that the crypto world wants it to become. And it's very real on Magic the Gathering Online. There's just no blockchain Or I guess there might be a blockchain, but it's only seen by Daybreak Games. Yeah, crypto before crypto existed. You're not wrong. Magic has had this game on point since at least 2012. I can vouch for. I think it's really old. I think Magic the Gathering Online has been around since 2002. It's very, 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 very old. Is Magic the Gathering Online free-to-play friendly? Absolutely not. You can get free cards from the bots. They'll give you free cards, but you have to unlock trading, I think, for like $5 or $10. Or maybe they got rid of that. I don't know. It's very not free-to-play friendly. It's terrible. There's no way to grind anything. They want your money. You pay money, you get cards. 2002 sounds right. I just haven't been playing Magic for that long. Nikachu, have you ever seen the Joe Kappa channel? Not Magic related, but it's absolutely hilarious. That's completely off topic. No, I haven't. Okay, Magic the Gathering Online is free-to-play pauper, basically maybe 20 USD. Yeah, but it's not technically free-to-play. You know, there's not, like, Arena's technically free-to-play. You can go in with no money, nothing, not a squat, zip. You can be a homeless person playing Arena in the library on their computers, and you can work your way all the way to Mythic. You can just grind every day. You use up your library time, your daily library time to grind Mythic all the way to the top. You can grind you grind your dailies. It's possible, but on Magic the Gathering Online, completely impossible. There's nothing online. There's nothing. You can get free cards from the bots, but they're worthless. And you'll never be able to play in a single event and grind ticks unless you pony up some money. I disagree. Magic Gathering Online economy is way better than Arena economy. You can play a pauper deck for very little money, and you grind leagues and get major prices. You can argue the economy is better, but I'm just saying it's impossible to play for free. So you have to invest something, just a little bit of something. Have you seen the Magic the Gathering fan-made MTG cards by Seth Bling? Maybe I have, but I just didn't know it was Seth Bling. Not sure. All right, on the topic of Magic the Gathering, we got to finally. They're acknowledging this. It's actually insane. People are getting hacked constantly. Like, please have a good password on Magic the Gathering Online. Every few days, somebody is saying, hey, my account is hacked and they wiped out all my cards. Somebody help me. They can't get in without your password. Never share yours and update it regularly. So, Magic Online finally said, like, due to recent events, we have decided to reiterate some points about account security. Because they technically shouldn't be liable for your stupidity. Well, this is not very close. Can't read this damn thing. Alright, important account security. Damn, Jay. So I had no doubt someone probably has that password, without a doubt. And it's probably, like, really easy to just keep, trying passwords until something works out eventually. Alright, players have been understandably expressing concern about account security in light of account theft reports on social media. Two-factor authentication for Magic the Gathering Online is in active development. They are working on it, people. But in the meantime, please remember, players with a strong Magic the Gathering Online only password that they have never shared or exposed aren't targets of account theft. Having such a password should be part of every player's account security. Please, people, treat Magic the Gathering Online like a bank account. You have assets that are worth money there. Assets that can be stolen and traded easily. Until we can deploy two-factor authentication, awareness of how passwords are stolen is a player's best defense against account theft. Here are some critical mistakes to avoid. Password reuse. There have been no Magic Online data breaches under Daybreak, but a data breach or bad actors on a website where you have reused your Magic Online password can lead to bad actors trying the password elsewhere. Never reuse your Magic Online password or one similar to it. Password sharing. Whether given intentionally to friends or unintentionally to phishing and social engineering efforts, sharing your passwords with any persons or entity puts your account at serious risk or theft. I was about to super chat. Oh, I said it too soon. But yeah, they're going to work on it. And a password strength. Don't use Jace12345. They should have basically said that. Accounts with passwords that are guessable, short, or oversimple are at greater risk of theft. Make your password strong. Make your strong password. Make it big and strong. What's a good strong? There we go. Be like DK. Be strong. Okay, password strength and care are common threads here. Change your password today to a unique, complex alternative and never give it to anyone or enter it in anything other than our login screen or help site. Players who do reduce their risk of account theft to near zero. Darth is like, anything is guessable. Just be like my job and require 16 freaking characters. That would help. That would definitely help. Password 12345 is way better. If your password is password 12345, please change the damn thing. And don't just put a capital P on password. That's just stupid. I think this is one bonus to Arena in that, like, if someone hacks your Arena account, like, what are they going to do? They can't just, I guess they could open up all your boosters if you have them, or burn your wild cards. That's probably reversible on Wizards' part if they really needed to. But if, like, cards got sold for ticks and those ticks got sold for money, they do try to do their best to prevent, you know, theft. Like there are the people who buy your ticks for cash, they do their best to... the bots do their best to, you know, not give money to hackers, but, you know, people will slip through the cracks, and then nothing's reversible, or not easily. Does no one else use their social security number in your username? Oh, God. All my passwords have a 69 in them. You people are leaking too much information. Mr. Lajo, password. Soren Markov 1. I can only imagine there's so many people. There's got to be at least one person out there listening to this is like, oh my God, that's my password. Assword. 12345. It is. Password 2444. My password is 1234. What? Anyway, okay, so yeah, that's the deal. That's the dealie here. A lot of accounts are getting hacked. I think that's really sad. And there's like, I'm like, what's going on here? Every day someone's getting their account hacked, or they have to, and you know, they basically got wiped out of all their tickets and all their cards. Or they can't log into their account. I think there should be more awareness to this. So anyway, make sure you have a pretty good password. Oh, look at that one. 420 Blaze It 6969. But the problem is, Tommy, now no one can use this one. No one used this password. A lot of great ones. It's not like, hey, let's brainstorm good passwords. Sounds terrible. Nikachu, what's your password? None of your business, West Coast game. None of your business. I don't share my passwords with people. Just keyboard smash. They can't guess it if you can't either. Yeah, and just have like, what's it, Google Chrome or iCloud remember your password. Seraph says, so the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I've heard in my life. That's the kind of idiot thing an idiot would have on their luggage. Did Lord Dark Helmet say that, or did the President Scrooge or whatever, or I think that's it. That was his name. Or maybe he did say that. Oh, no, yeah. That's Dark Lord Helmet said that, and then the president came in. Wow, that's amazing. That's the same combination on my luggage. Implying that he's the idiot. It was the... No, it was Dark Lord Helmet. Dark Lord Helmet made the insults, and then the president reiterated that that's what he uses on his luggage. Anyway, all right. Hope everyone enjoyed the news. Haven't done that one in a long time, but there was a lot of news to talk about. As usual, if you want to be part of Coffee and MTG, be part of the conversation. Hey, be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks everyone for your support, becoming a member of the channel, but also a member on Patreon, being a patron, and also the super chat. So I appreciate those as well. All help support the channel and make sure that I'm here every morning. But more importantly than me is all of you guys. That's right. I'm talking to you, Jim. Oh, Jim Hopkins is here live. I'm talking to Clone Killer, to Michael Praise, Dina, Flav Loco, Levy, Penelope, Tommy, Yoshu, King Ginger, Mr. Balls, the Malevolent Mantis, because without you, with West Coast Games and Pantry, Toilet Duck, without you guys, I'm nothing. I'm nothing without all of you. You guys are the real show, so as usual, keep bringing up them coffees, and we will keep bringing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.